Hi everyone, Mr. McCarthy here with this week's video update for Friday, November 10th. It was a bit of a short week, as you know. Tuesday we had off for Election Day, but picking up on Wednesday where we left off, I'll talk about my students first, the first level students. They actually had what was called a marking period assessment. So it's 3 days, it was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I do them every marking period, so this was the first one. So every time we do these, so the marking period assessment basically covers everything they learned from the first marking period and turns it into a 3-day project. And what they'll do is they'll go to the website and actually access the content, and it's very specific. So it's very similar to a test that we do here. If you've been in our program for at least 2 years and you're a senior, you take, before you graduate, it was called our NOCTI assessment. And NOCTI stands for National Occupational Competency Testing Institute. So it's like the Keystones, but it is for career and technical ed. Now, what the test covers is it's all related to content in our program. Vocabulary, and then you have to do a hands-on project like a video edit or photography or graphic design. So in order for me to prep the students down the road for this exam, I do marking period assessments. So they're like small versions of that where they have a list of instructions, they have a folder full of resource materials and specific instructions that they have to follow in order to complete the project, and then they submit it to me. So I let them work on that for the last 3 days. They actually have to do, I gave them example to work on for Valley Forge Park. So they were hired as graphic designers to help promote tourism for the park, and they had a folder that I gave them full of 20 pictures of the park with different activities and sites and things, and then some music. So they had to make a slideshow to promote tourism, and then they had to take that slideshow, make it into a movie, put music into it, and put transitions in the slides, and then turn it into a commercial. So that's pretty much what we did the whole first marking period, is research, which was very important. So they had a link to the website to Valley Forge Park to do the research they needed to create their presentation. And then they learned how to, import pictures, take pictures, create videos, and create the slideshows. And so they took all those things they learned in the first marking period and did this marking period assessment. So I'll be looking at that early next week. And then next week we're going to be starting a new project where they're going to do more video editing, where they're going to take a well-known movie scene and actually put different music to it. So for example, if it's a horror movie, the student can go and put funny music to it. So they're going to take a specific genre of movie and use a different genre of music to come up with something funny or scary. It could be a funny movie that has scary music. So some really cool things that they learn, but it all goes down to telling that story. How important is music in a story, and sound. So that's a fun project they like to do. So really that's what's going on with all the first level. Second level are working on a silent film project, which is pretty funny. They sure make a lot of noise when they're making a silent film, but it seems like they're having a great time. They're writing out the scripts. They're trying to figure out, the different places they're going to film, the different settings and the story, things like that. So there's a lot of cool activity going on. They're grabbing cameras, running around the building and filming their scenes. Third levels are still chugging right along with helping with our social media site, doing interviews, doing video editing, doing some freelance work, things like that. And also some of you parents, we have a field trip coming up on Monday, November 27th, to a place called Flux Space, which is in Norristown. It's basically a donated space with a lot of different areas for, say, culinary, video production, gaming, horticulture, things like that. And it's free to the public. So I'm actually bringing some students. I gave some permission slips to them, and I told the students, if you would like to go and you express interest, all you need to do is email me to tell me that you would like to go, and I will give you a permission slip. So for those students that did, the first 15 that remembered to do it, they're going. So there'll be another trip coming up, and there'll be other opportunities for students that didn't go. So we're going to go and check it out and see how much fun it is and how it can benefit our students as well as the community. And really, we're just, like I said, we have a couple of short weeks really until Thanksgiving with the break, but now is the beginning of the second market period. Kids are doing good. Some kids did maybe not so good, but now is an opportunity to start over and get those good work habits coming in. I do try to tell the students, and please keep this in mind too, a third of their grade, so 30% of their grade is their work ethic, and work ethic is not being on their phone when we're lecturing, wearing, their proper uniform. That's always a big problem. And our uniform is either a polo shirt or a sweatshirt. Some students say, well, it's in the wash, or I left it at my dad's and I'm living at my mom's this week, and things like that. Then, if it's necessary, buy a second uniform. We can actually give them a uniform. They can pay us over time. But it is really important that kids are in uniform, because our program does go around the school a lot to film things. People come to visit, or important people, or different things that go on around the community. So we do like our kids to look professional and be in uniform. So if you could please kind of, make sure there's a uniform laying around the house, wash it for them so they can wear it on Monday. For the days they're not in uniform, they're losing points. And that also goes down to, like I said, work ethic, being prepared, having your materials, having a good attitude, working well in a team, attendance and things like that. So we always try to focus on those soft skills. But that's really what I have for this week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Oh, very important. Next Thursday, we're having an open house. So if you or friends or family of current or prospective students, you might know someone that would be interested in coming here, or you just want to come and meet and talk with myself and Mr. Folk, either again or for the first time, we are having an open house next week from 6 to 8 o'clock. I'm sure there will be an email and a text that gets sent out, but mark your calendars, and we hope to see you next week. So thank you very much. Take care.